Good evening and welcome to Sports Federation TV. My name is Alton Davids. I'll be your host. This is the show where we talk about a range of different codes of sport. As you know, there are 73 codes of sport registered to SASCOC, who is the national body coordinating sport in the Western Cape. The Western Cape body is the Western Cape Provincial Sport Confederation, which proudly brings you the show. Right now we're joined by Dennis. Are you well?
I'm well, thank you, Alton.
Good, good. The man, Ollie, Musa. Are you good?
I'm good, man.
Good, good. As you can see, these two guys have a little bit of grey hair because they've been around the block, in the baseball block. Couple of blocks.
Too long.
Too long. No, never too long, Dennis. Dennis, tell us a bit about what's the difference firstly between baseball and softball, just so people have some idea.
Okay, baseball is played in a bigger field, played with a smaller ball, but longer. The time period we normally play 2.5 hours, 3 hours. And I think it's more male-dominated baseball, and it's very interesting.
Kind of similar rules, different size ball though.
Similar, not all rules are, but similar rules, yes, correct.
And how do you fit into the baseball picture in a general space?
I'm an umpire, been in that field for the past 20 years, but enjoying it, yeah.
Ollie, you've been around for a long time, player, coach, administrator, jack of all trades.
Umpire also.
Umpire as well. Yes, so is there anything you haven't done in baseball, Ollie?
No, there's nothing I haven't done in baseball yet. But I'm still doing it, I'm enjoying it. If I didn't enjoy it, I would have been out of it.
For sure, for sure. Dennis, what is the state of baseball right now? Let's start Cape Town.
Cape Town, the state of baseball dropped a bit, but it's growing again. We got a couple of new clubs this season. Clubs from as far as Ocean View, as far as Kales River.
Nice.
There's a new club joined now. Another club that also entered in was Lavender Hill. So we got clubs from Durbanville, Watersrug, Bellville, Athlone, Silvertree in Plumstead.
Nice.
Mitchell's Plain, Westie Yankees. So there's clubs all in the Western Cape. There are clubs.
And is it somehow growing, Ollie? Do you find that? I mean, you involved from junior way up. Are we finding that there are more juniors coming through?
There's a lot of juniors coming through. There's a lot of talent coming through there. And if we just concentrate with our juniors for now, and we'll come out stronger. I mean, we've got seniors that's strong. But looking at the long-term thing, you've got to have juniors to sustain whatever you have already in place. So investment in juniors is very good.
Talking about the investment in juniors, I know you guys have before we get there, explain the setup. So you have a T-ball.
We have peewees.
Peewees.
Okay, so what's a peewee? What's the difference between a peewee and a T-ball?
Peewee is the younger ones.
Up to 8.
Up to 8.
Okay.
So they start whenever they want to. Even as they open their PSO can.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So we start them young and let
Okay.
them. They just need to run around, pick up the ball, throw the ball, and just follow the ball. You know, that is what the peewees are for. They learn fast. After a year, you'll find that the youngster has matured so fast in that age group that it's unbelievable. And then from 8 they go over to T-ballers.
Under 10, yeah.
They're under 10. And
So just explain the concept of T-ball for those who don't understand T-ball.
okay. T-ball is a game where you hit off a tee.
Okay.
They place the tee there and they put the ball on top, and you got to hit it off the tee.
Okay.
And that is how you teach them how to bat and how to field as well. So by hitting over tee, that's why it's called T-ball.
Okay. And then from T-ball, Dennis, where do we go from there?
From T-ball, they go to under 12, which is pitch ball. Before it was under 10, also had pitch ball, but they coach pitches today.
Yep.
They've changed it back to T-ball again. But I still say we should actually go back to the pitch ball. After season, they should go to pitch ball, because from that, they go up to under 12s.
And then it's a big jump.
And it's a big jump. If it was under 10s, after season, they should go to pitch ball, and then from there into under 12s. And then from under 12s, they do pitch ball, and then that's how they play.
And it's 2-year age categories.
3 year.
3 year.
So it's under 12 and then under 15.
Under 12,
15 and then 18.
Okay.
And then under 23.
And how do we rank as a district in Western Cape?
In the Western
Western
Cape.
In Western Cape first, and then we'll go to national.
An
Let's
ex-
talk
an
at
ex-
home first.
An example of the teams going to National Baseball Championship in PE this year, which is 3 weeks time. You can say 80 to 90% is Cape Town Metro, and then you got the other regions filling in for the Western Cape team. So Cape Town is I would say, the major baseball region in the Western Cape.
Having said that, how do we grow baseball in the rest of the districts to get to a competitive level to challenge Cape Town baseball? What do we need to do? What do you need to do?
I maintain we should go out to those areas with experienced people and to coach those people from not only the players. We need to coach the administrators and the officials. When I say officials, I mean scorers and umpires. Even in Cape Metro at the present moment, we are so short of umpires because we've got 17 teams, 13 teams. We've got 9 umpires, and we must split ourselves so we can have senior umpires at those games, and then we use club umpires for the bases. It would be much better if we can have umpires for each game that can officiate unbiasedly. And that's what I maintain. We should start with officials and technical people to get the game going correctly.
Is there an incentive for me to come and be an umpire? What do I get out of it other than just a feel-good feeling knowing I'm giving back to the sport? Is that partly the challenge?
That is the challenge, yes. In Cape Town, we get paid to umpire. If you're a two-man team, when I say two-man and 2 umpires in the game, it's 300 Rand, is 150, 150. If you're a single man as an official umpire and you've got a club player playing, then the club pays you 200 Rand.
Okay.
But the best part of it is, if you're umpiring and you get to national, if you get chosen to go to national and you do 3 nationals, your name can be put onto the database for World Baseball Softball Confederation, of which 5 of Cape Town umpires already are on that database.
Okay.
So when you're on that database, World Baseball Softball Confederation contacts you directly to say you're invited to umpire internationally.
So that's one of the big incentives.
That's one of the carrots we throw at the people, but still they don't bite because they say there's too much abuse from spectators and players, but we're trying to curb that now.
But also it then requires me to show tons of commitment to be able to fulfill my fixture.
Correct.
And I can't go out and have a celebration the night before because I need to be at my wits' end to be able to call a strike or whatever the case may be. Ollie, do you think from a player's point of view there's an incentive for them to do things differently and be umpires if they start retiring or even not retiring?
Look, I've taken up that role. I was in umpiring for 5 years, and it's a thankless job. But I did it because of work commitments, and I was a level 3 umpire at nationals, and then I stopped and I went back into coaching. But over those 5 years, I myself took it upon myself to show a lot of respect to umpires because it's a hell of a challenge, and it's not always going to go your way. If you miss an edge, probably the crowd wants to get at you. But like I said, I've learned a lot, and that's why you can ask tennis. I don't abuse umpires. I never do. If umpire calls a strike, it's a bad strike. It's nothing you do with. You got to go on with your job. So basically, that's how I deal with umpires. And
is the umpire's view at that point when the ball crosses the plate?
Yes.
You can't rewind it and you can't call it differently.
No. What they do now in world baseball, they don't query umpires' calls, but they query decisions on the field. They have a
replay type of
thing.
Replay type of thing.
So but like football's doing now.
Football
and
so
cricket,
on. And cricket are doing So
that's
they have
interesting.
that. But you will appeal it. There's also ways and means of doing it. So that's how they do it nowadays. So the umpires can also correct themselves as to say, look, I was wrong, I was right. This type of thing. And like they always say, no, umpire's always wrong. I don't maintain that. We like to call them blind men, but fine, I've also been one of those blind men around, but I know what it is.
But it's their view, like I said, it's their view at that particular point.
Exactly.
And I would like to take that challenge up to all the coaches to go and find themselves behind the plate sometime and call a complete game behind the plate, and they can see what it's like.
It's very different.
It is it's
Yep.
totally
Totally
different.
different.
Let's shift focus a bit. In terms of high performance, what are we doing as Cape Town Baseball? Like you said, we streaks ahead than the other districts.
Then other districts, yeah.
What are we doing to keep improving where we're at? Yes, we need to improve the other districts to get to come up and bridge that gap.
Yes.
But how do we keep maintaining our momentum going forward? Because if you look at the SA team, we had how many players that played against France now in November?
Cape Town, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So how do we keep that momentum going? What do you guys have in place?
Well, Chad has started with a program, Chad Gravenos. He originally got this core group together of youngsters where they get together probably once a month or something like that. And Chad puts them through their paces, and they are doing very well. They are the elite type of players coming through now. And that is a spin-off for other youngsters to say, hey, I also want to get there. You know? So that program is quite good for youngsters. And
So
it's being maintained.
So you've created like a mentorship incentive model
Yes,
yeah.
to grow.
Yeah.
Is that only at senior level or does it filter down?
No,
Do you,
That's from under
from
15.
from under
From under
12,
They got the
yeah, from under 15.
from under 15.
From under
Okay.
15 go up, yeah.
Because they're looking at the 2020,
2020
yeah,
Olympics.
and the 2020
24.
24.
Yeah.
Those kids will be in that
Eligible
age
for
group,
that, yeah.
because if you talk 2028, then you're talking 11, 12
Yeah,
year olds,
exactly.
and
12
that's what
yeah.
you should be building now already
Yeah.
for
But
2028.
they're
Yeah,
looking
they
at the-
are-
at the
they-
24.
they are looking at it. They probably do it each year and say, look, we've
and
got to
get the
go there.
team,
Yeah.
Because I think if I'm correct in saying Major League Baseball are now looking for 18-year-olds. They're looking for 15-year-olds.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
To get
definitely.
into the major leagues, you know. So
To give them that experience.
Yeah,
to give
But
them
then
that
that opens a whole other can of worms in terms of
Does, yeah.
long-term participant development.
Yeah. Correct.
To be able to give the guys enough game time, but not too much to burn them out and
Yeah.
cause overuse
Yeah.
injuries. You know, so it's a kind of a fine balance.
yeah,
It is, but we're working on that.
we have a lot of youngsters playing college ball now at the moment. Kids are getting out of school and doing their matric and then wanting to go. We've got about a couple of them playing over there now.
Yes.
We
As
got-
you know, Luke
we got-
November's leaving soon.
you
Luke
know.
November's going in November. You've got
Josh Wenzel
Josh
playing there.
Wenzel's there now in
Yeah,
America.
In
And,
America, yeah.
Victor's also there, but he's from
Victor
Gauteng.
and Brandon Smith and
The other brother, eh? What's
yeah,
his
the
name?
other brother, Brandon and Tyler. Tyler Smith, the Smith boys are both there playing college baseball and they're playing well.
Which is great.
It's
So we're
great,
creating that
it's great.
incentive and we keep pushing the boundaries, but we need to bring others up.
Bring
Yeah,
the
we
you
others.
know?
need to,
There's
yeah.
such a lot of rough diamonds out there.
Absolutely.
We must get them.
Not only in Western
Yeah.
Cape, but
No,
even
no,
in
no,
Cape
no.
Town, like you've mentioned now,
Yeah.
you've started a club in Kales River, a
Yes.
club in Ocean View.
Yeah.
Let's grow those to
And-
B and C.
Not
Yeah.
only that, there's a club that's laying dormant in Philippi. Philippi
sure.
Angels.
Philippe Angels,
For
yeah.
sure.
We need people to go in. Although those youngsters are playing at other clubs, they at Batsud, they at where they Lansdowne, this some at
Bedford
Yankees.
Lansdowne,
We still
some at
play.
Yankees, yeah.
But if we can get someone in there as a coach or someone, and
You know, to sustain it
To
over
sustain
there,
that club again.
That's the biggest problem. You got to be there hands on.
Absolutely. How do people find out more about your organization?
It's through our mother body, which is Cape Town Baseball Federation, and also through Western Cape Baseball Association, if I'm correct. That's the way to go
Yeah.
about it. Which is Western Cape Baseball is more like in the areas now, going
Yep.
up through right up to
and
Central
also,
Karoo.
also mainly in the schools areas. Yeah,
Mainly in the
they run
schools and
yeah.
going up to Central Karoo as well now. So
Gentlemen, IPT, we want to see some of those results in the next couple of weeks when it's done.
definitely,
Definitely, you'll
Definitely, there
definitely
will
see
be,
it, yeah.
Bring back the trophy.
we will.
Non-negotiable.
No, it's not negotiable.
There
We're
we
going to
go.
bring back the trophy.
There we go.
I
No,
don't- I don't- I
Ollie's,
don't
Ollie's
I don't say bring back trophies. I say play good baseball.
agree. The result of good baseball is a trophy.
It's a trophy.
Definitely. Gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much,
you're
sir.
Good
welcome.
luck. And come
Thanks.
back with the success of the good trophy and the good baseball.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
When we come back, we'll come back into the studio. You invite us.
Definitely. Let's take an ad break, and when we come back, we'll be chatting disability sport and the national championship. See you now.